However, when it comes to a consciousness level, then pathological narcissists are stuck at the bottom of the scale. They're not growing, they're not expanding. They are in a shame pride cycle. And they have been in this shame pride cycle long before you came into the picture, because pathological narcissism is a type of psycho-spiritual arrested development. And because they are stuck at this low level vibration, then they must pull you down to their level because they are unable to ascend. You're dealing with people that are running from their shame. They're not facing their shame. So they run from their shame. They get to the level of pride, and pride cometh before the fall. So they fall right back down to shame. They are stuck in this cycle. And just like Einstein stated, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So it is important that you understand that pathological narcissists are stuck in a cycle. They are on a hamster wheel. And this is why when you're in relationships with these people, it seems like nothing ever changes or nothing ever gets fixed, because it can't. They're stuck. Again, you're dealing with severe psycho-spiritual arrested development. Understand that when we're talking about the psychological aspect of this, we're talking about the psyche or the personality, or what you may hear me refer to as the soul. So clinicians may refer to this as a personality disorder, or you may hear me say that they are dark souls or they are lost souls. And this is because you're dealing with someone that abandoned their true selves in childhood, and instead they adopted a false self. So you're dealing with people that believe that they are the mask. They believe that they are their ego. But this in itself does not make sense, because we are spirit operating a human body with access to our mind power, our willpower, and our emotions as tools. And if pathological narcissists believe that they are the ego, then they believe that they are the mind. Hence, they believe that they are the tool. So you're dealing with someone that is losing their mind, but again, it's a lot more than just losing their mind. They have severe psychological issues, and not just psychological issues. It is a type of psycho-spiritual arrested development. You're dealing with someone that abandoned their true self, their true guidance system, their true operator of their ship. The captain is in the back seat now. The captain abandoned the ship. And this is why you cannot build with a narcissist. There's no one to build with. They don't know themselves. And knowing thyself really is the number one rule to life. And instead of knowing thyself, they abandoned the self. So understand that if someone is based in shame and they're unable to move past their pride, there is nothing that you can do to change this. There's nothing that you can do to change this type of arrested development. And you can compare this to being like an unripened fruit. So that plant did not receive enough water, sunlight, and enough nutrients to produce a ripened fruit. So there are some elements missing. And you cannot put an unripened fruit back on the tree because it's already fully grown. However, it grew missing some elements, and you know, when you bite into an unripened fruit, it is not going to be a very pleasant experience. And that is really similar to how it is when you get into relationships with pathological narcissists, because you could be dealing with someone and they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, narcissists that are elderly, so 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, etc. And they are going to act like a maladaptive toddler, because at their core, They are more so between the ages of about 5 and 12 years old. They stopped growing. They're unripened fruit. You're dealing with Peter Pans or Patricia Pan. Again, they did not grow up. So physically they grew. That's the default. The body is going to grow, but again, behind the veil, they stopped growing a very long time ago. So if they behave somewhere between the ages of about 5 and 12, then let's say the average is about 7 or 8 years old. The average grade of a third grader. And we're talking about a maladaptive third grader here. And this is really best summarized in a great quote by healer, author, and shaman, Dr. Malidoma Patrice Somé, where he states that if you keep a person in an adolescent state, then they will act militaristically. So adolescent state means underdeveloped state. It means a Peter Pan type state. It means a unripened state. And militaristically means that they're going to be very volatile, very unstable, and also very violent. Again, they are toddlers trapped in adult bodies, but do not mistake this for them being innocent. They're not innocent. They are always plotting to bring you down. So understand that water must meet its own level. And again, since they cannot ascend, you must descend into the third dimension with them.